Okay, welcome back, family. Today we're here with my special guest. I'm going to let him introduce himself, and we're going to go from there.
I'm Dre McCray, and our topic today is why men and women are choosing to be single.
Yes, and welcome back to another episode of Empowering Your Nation podcast. Today we got a hot topic for you, because we know a lot of women and men are choosing to be single for some reason, and there's a lot of single people out here. We don't know if that's good for society. So I'm going to let Dre answer a couple of these questions, like why you think the men and women choosing to be single.
Well, first of all, I don't think naturally people are choosing to be single. They're being single by default because they can't find the person that they want. Because in the beginning, early on in the process,
you ain't finna go to churches.
God said. God said.
So I knew he was going to go to church. Whenever they start with in the beginning, they going to start preaching. Go ahead.
But God said in the beginning, it is not good for man to be alone.
True.
So he created woman for the man.
True.
So that's the premise that's the foundation. You agree with that?
I agree, but I think you got to elaborate a little more for the guests.
Of course. So if we start with that as the foundation, everyone has a role to play.
True.
In a relationship. And the role that the man has and the role that the woman has is constantly evolving and changing on a regular basis.
But should it be evolving and changing on a regular basis?
One thing that I've known is what's good yesterday is good today. So, for me...
One thing, the producer said you have to look into the camera.
For me, I'm old school. I'm about traditional roles. There's a role for the man, a role for the woman. But I'm not saying that the roles can't be different. It all depends on your characteristics, what you want out of life, what you feel is compatible for you.
Right.
So you can't let society define what makes sense for you.
True.
And a lot of people, I think, are following what others feel and believe and not being true to who they are. And the reason for that is because they don't really know who they are.
Man, you sound like a philosopher.
I'm just keeping it real. I mean, I've been through a lot of things, and this is just keeping it 100. If you know who you are, you'll be able to integrate someone into your life.
True, but I think this is a different time than when we grew up, because now you got social media, all this negative rap influencing these women and men. And to look for a good traditional woman in this day and age, I think it's kind of hard. I'm not saying they're not out there, but I think they're few and far between. So a lot of people are single for a lot of different reasons, I think. I think compatibility, I think that's what you was trying to say, compatibility, finances, difference in religion. It's just a lot of different things, and I think it's a big problem for our culture and our society, because if men and women are not sticking together, that means they're raising separate households. They're raising the kids in a separate household. They're not raising them together. That's a problem for our nation and our culture. I think that's one big issue that I see.
And I agree, because, if you only have the woman raising the child, the single mother, in the household, you only get one perspective.
Right.
And a woman, no matter what, can't teach a male to be a man.
But they think they can.
They are, and then you look at the road we're going down. You look at all the dysfunction.
True, definitely.
That's coming out of those households. So, yes, a father's needed, the mother's needed. Both are important.
True, right.
But if a woman is feeling like, in the traditional sense, that she's a slave and she's not being fulfilled and she's not getting everything that she wants out of the relationship, she's going to choose to leave that relationship. But I think one of the issues is that before you even come into a relationship, you should, again, getting back to my original point, is understand who you are and what you need from the beginning.
Right.
Because a lot of people focus on looks, what you look like. Especially women.
Oh, men too.
Men too, but women like, oh, I want this good looking, this in shape, all of the dynamics.
Got money.
Got money, they know everything. But the funny thing is, let's use Tom Brady, for example. You know who Tom Brady is? Got all of those things, right?
True.
And guess what? Still got cheated on. Still got divorced.
Right.
Soccer players, athletes, movie stars, who have all of these things that women say they desire, but it doesn't matter. Because they're still getting cheated on. They're still getting left. They're still getting away from what the foundation is, and that's to be married and build a family.
True.
So, what is it that a woman wants? What is it that a man wants? So I'm not just focused on the woman. There's, issues with the man as well.
Definitely.
Because the man doesn't know what he wants. He want to hit everything that's moving.
True, some do.
You know what I mean? He want to hit everything that's moving. So it's like he running game on her, she running game on him. So now, when they can't get what they want, I want to be single. But they really don't. Deep down inside, you don't want to be alone.
You don't, but if you're not happy, sometimes it's better to be alone than to be sad or miserable. I kind of agree with that principle.
But what really makes you happy?
Well, in my situation, peace.
What is peace? What does peace look like for you?
Peace look like, if you're talking about peace with a significant other, it looks like a person you can communicate with, a person you can compromise with, a person who has your back. I mean, just a person who's loving and supporting. A person, if you're sick, they're going to be there through the bad times, the good times, the happiness, the sad, the healthy, the unhealthy. I mean, I think that's what it looks like for me.
It's a little hot in here.
Oh, we're in the Dominican Republic. We shooting. It's 100 degrees out here. That's why we drinking some cold ones, having a little water, wiping the sweat off.
Exactly. A little something.
Yeah. But we gonna push through.
Yeah. That sounds good. But I don't really think that's fulfilling.
Why not?
Because it has no purpose behind it. It's just like, I want peace, I want this, I want that. What result comes from that?
It comes from a long, happy relationship which you can grow with somebody and grow old with.
And what's the end result?
Establishing roots, long-term companionship, someone that's going to be there for you in your last days, supporting you, or you even supporting them in their last days. I used to work in a nursing home for like 20 years, and I've seen a lot of old people get neglected in the nursing homes because they had no family members to come check on them, or to correct the nurses, or to see what they can even care for or change. So after working in a nursing home for 20 years and seeing all them old people get neglected, I don't want to grow old alone. Because I'd rather have me a wife there taking care of me, or vice versa, me taking care of her. I think that's that long-term companionship. So that's one of the things I'm looking for.
And that makes sense. And that's why when you come together, you're supposed to leave all the outside influences. But nowadays, when people come together, they're bringing all the outside influences.
Right. True.
And they're even going to TikTok and Instagram and getting advice from strangers.
True, definitely.
And they don't even know these strangers. These strangers may have been on the short bus.
Wow.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You don't even understand their capacity
True.
of what they understand and what they know and what they don't know. So you're getting your advice from someone that you have no idea what their background is, what they've been through, and a lot of people lie.
Most people lie. Most people lie.
Yes.
I know there's some good Bible terms that talk about prove a friend. I think you can use that with anybody you're dealing with. Prove a wife, prove a husband, prove a friend, prove your children. Just prove them and see if they who they say they are. See if they're real and truthful. But me, I believe about 95% of the people in the world lie.
Exactly. And so when you say it's hard to find, it's true. Because we're trying to find that 5%.
Right. Definitely trying to find them. Where you at?
And you're trying to be that 5%. Being
Sure.
honest and being upfront and being loyal. And one thing I learned, I would say, like, we throw these terms around: a good man, a real man. Women do. What's a good man? What's a real man? I think the underlying feature of being a man, just in general, is one, a man shouldn't have to lie to another man or anyone.
Right, I agree with you on that. But just to piggyback off what you're saying, but when you tell the truth a lot of times, a lot of people get mad and they hate you when you tell the truth.
So that brings me to number 2.
What's that?
A man shouldn't care about the opinion of other people, of what they think of them.
Man, you 100% right on that. I agree with you. Because a lot of people's opinion, I don't care about.
I could care less.
Right.
You don't know me, you're not paying my bills, you're not doing anything that's moving me forward. Now, if I'm in business with you, or we're doing a partnership, or we're building something, then yes, I respect the value you bring into my life.
Right.
Yes.
This man pick up the phone right in the
Yes.
middle of the tape.
So, getting back to the point, a man shouldn't care about the opinion of anyone.
Right. To a certain degree.
To a certain degree. If you're doing business, yes, I value your opinion related to the business. If we're out, I respect what's going on. I'm going to respect you, so I'm not going to put you into a bad situation.
Right.
So that's another component of being a man.
True.
And I think people lose these foundational components because of how they're raised.
I was just going to say that.
A woman is not drilling these into a man.
Well, I ain't gonna just put it on the women. I don't think that a lot of the men are drilling them into the men or the daughters either.
Because they're not there.
Well, or they haven't been taught themselves.
That's true too.
Right.
That's another reason. So but the biggest one I think is the discipline of understanding that what makes sense.
Right.
If you want good, you gotta be good. I'm not saying being perfect, but if you want good, you gotta be good.
True.
You know, you can't say, hey, I want a good woman, and you're not a good man.
True. Definitely.
And that takes discipline.
A lot of people ain't got this.
No. And for example, let me give you this. Cheating. Cheating is big, it's prevalent. Just about everyone does it. And it's a big issue.
Right.
Why are people cheating?
That's $1 million question right there.
I believe that cheating, again, we go back to my original point, because they don't know who they are.
But after a certain age, I mean...
It has nothing to do with age. It has to do with who you are. And it takes time to understand that. So when you get to the point where you make a decision like, I'm not cheating, not for you. I'm not cheating because of you.
Right.
I'm not cheating because of who I am.
Right, I agree.
And what I understand for me, it makes sense for me. I'm not giving people access to me.
That's deep right there.
Because I have value.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? I have value, so I'm not giving you access to me.
Makes sense.
And so by default, people don't want to take accountability.
I agree 100%.
So that's why people are choosing to be single.
Let me ask you this. Do you have some solutions? We talking about what we're finding out why people choose to be single. What are some solutions to stop the people from being single and bringing more people back together to be in healthy relationships?
What I found is people don't communicate well. People hide things. They're not upfront.
True.
They think, oh, that's personal. For example, if I meet a young lady and I have a girlfriend, I'm good. But when we met, I was very upfront about my expectations and what I was looking for.
What you tell them?
Number one, I'm not giving you no money. If you're going to be with me, you're with me for me.
I hear you.
Now, it's not coming from a place of being cheap because I'm a natural provider. It's just what I provide because I know I make money. I make money.
Right.
So it's not coming from a place of being cheap, but it's coming from a place of the things I want to do for you and will do for you are coming from inside of me. It's not coming because that's what you are expecting of me.
Right.
Does that make sense?
Perfect sense.
So that's one of the things, like, you hold yourself down. What were you doing before you met me?
I say that a lot.
You were good before you met me.
Well, they were maybe surviving.
Well, that's good. They were good. Now, if we're gonna get together now, you got somebody who's gonna back you 100%.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
Because I don't believe in relationships where you live over here and I live over here. I don't believe in that.
Gracias, our receptionist and editor. Yeah, I agree with you too. So you're moving right on in, huh?
Well, not right away, but after we discussed a lot of things, that her expectation, my expectations, what I'm looking for, what she's looking for, when they mesh, then I said, okay, we got the foundation. Because it's like, if you have 70% to 80% of the things you want, you're winning.
I hear a lot of people saying that 70-80 rule. If you got close to that, you should keep that long on that man and stay with it. Because
the other 20 or 30%, those are things that you both can evolve from. Right. Because if she got 70-80%, I got 70-80% of what she wants, those other things we can kind of work through.
And ain't nobody perfect. We ourselves ain't perfect. They ain't perfect. So you're going to have to learn how to compromise. And I think if you can do that with a person, y'all both can compromise and be happy and get y'all goals met, I think that is great.
And I just think, one of the biggest things is that money. Money is an issue in relationships. I'm good. People are always trying to get what they can get.
Definitely here in the Dominican and in the United States.
Right. It's global.
Right.
That's why, like you said, that 95% and the 5%.
Right.
So if you can find that 5% of good, but you're not going to find that 5% if you don't go through a process and if you don't be honest. Like, for example, a lot of women say, oh, the first date, he's doing minimal effort. I need you to take me and to Capitol Grill or to Ruth Chris or...
Spend $100, $200 on it.
I'm not spending any money.
So what you doing? You ain't gonna pay for the meal?
I'm not going out.
So what you doing on the first day?
Come to the crib.
The Netflix and chill?
It ain't about Netflix and chill. It's for a conversation. Because ultimately, when you go out, people put on the front. They put their best foot forward.
Right.
But if we can just sit down and have a conversation, I'm not looking at, head or nothing like that. But I'm just looking to have a conversation.
Right.
And if you're unwilling to come to my crib and meet with me, you're not the woman for me.
I'll kind of agree with that. I think sometimes the women can be a little cautious about coming to a man's crib the first date.
Okay.
I can kind of understand that. There's a lot of crazy people out there.
No, and I get it. But for me,
they gotta come to the crib the first date.
First date.
If they don't,
it's not the person for me.
Wow. What happened to all the compromising you was talking about?
Compromising comes after the first set of foundational issues. And those are certain things that I'm looking for me. You see what I mean? I'm not what you are willing to do. And even the women who say, hey, I need someone to take me out, they're not wrong. That's what they need. You understand? They're not wrong at all. I applaud them and I agree with them. But that's not the woman for me.
Okay.
I'm not the man for them.
That's an interesting perspective, but we're going to go ahead and wrap it up now. It might be a part 2. I want to thank my partner Dre for coming out to be with us and sit in on Empowering Nation podcast. You want to get a pic for your Instagram or information or email it where they can contact you, even phone number if you want.
Yes, you can reach me on TikTok at amor.americanstyle. You can reach me on dupuntacana.com because that's where I'm here. I'm here in Dominican Republic, in Punta Cana. I'm living a good life. If you want to live that good life, come on down. If you want to come down and visit and get on the podcast or get with